Did Jan Yaman run away? Or was this the most silent confession of his life? Why did he choose Dubai? Far from Istanbul, far from Rome, far from everyone. What really happened on New Year's Eve behind the dazzling lights of the city? And most importantly, was this night about starting over, or about someone he couldn't forget? Welcome back to Magazine News and Gossip, the channel where untold stories, silent confessions, and hidden emotions finally come to light. If you want the real stories behind the headlines, make sure you subscribe, because today's story is not just about a celebration. It is about loneliness, regret, and a man standing at the edge of a new chapter. The New Year's Eve images from Dubai shook the celebrity world. A city known for luxury, fireworks, and endless parties suddenly became the stage for something entirely different. Jan Yaman, a name constantly surrounded by fame, rumors, love stories, family tensions, and controversial statements, made a choice that surprised everyone. Not Istanbul, not Rome, not a glamorous European destination filled with cameras and familiar faces. Instead, Jan Yaman welcomed the new year under the burning lights of Dubai. But this was not the Dubai people expected. From the very first days leading up to New Year's Eve, whispers from Jan Yaman's close circle suggested that the actor was going through one of the most intense periods of self-reflection in his life. Family conflicts that refused to heal. The complicated emotional weight of his past with Demet Özdemir. The painful and highly public breakup with Sarah Bluma, and the statements that followed, each one opening a new wound instead of closing old ones. Every headline pointed to the same conclusion. Jan Yaman was not at peace, neither personally nor professionally. That is why his sudden departure raised so many questions. No announcement, no airport photos, no farewell posts. According to rumors, Jan Yaman avoided public flights, choosing private arrangements to stay out of sight. He traveled with a minimal team, cutting off unnecessary connections, almost as if he wanted to disappear without leaving a trace. And people began to ask the question no one dared to answer out loud. Was this an escape or a rebirth? Sources close to Jan Yaman claimed that Dubai was not chosen for entertainment, but for isolation, for silence, for facing himself. The hotel he stayed in was reportedly one of the most expensive and prestigious in the world, a place where celebrities usually attend exclusive pre-New Year events, private yacht parties, and elite gatherings. Yet Jan Yaman refused all of it. No VIP dinners, no luxury parties, no celebrity-filled nights. Instead, he spent most of his time alone, inside a sea-view suite that overlooked the endless skyline of Dubai. Hotel staff later revealed that Jan Yaman kept a strict routine. Morning workouts, long solitary walks, hours of silence inside his room. Phone calls were kept to a minimum. Social media activity almost disappeared. And suddenly, a powerful phrase began circulating among those who followed his movements closely. In Dubai, there was no entertainment, only confrontation. As December 31st arrived, expectations reached their peak. Everyone waited for the iconic New Year's post. Fireworks exploding behind him, luxury yachts, desert safaris, famous faces raising glasses under the night sky. But Jan Yaman did the unthinkable. He broke the pattern. According to witnesses, Jan Yaman spent New Year's Eve quietly on the hotel terrace, accompanied by only a few select people. No loud music, no extravagant celebrations. Throughout the night, he appeared calm, distant, and emotionally guarded. He smiled, but he did not laugh. He spoke, but never deeply. And when the clock struck midnight, while the city exploded with lights and noise, Jan Yaman stepped away from the crowd. He stood alone, watching the city, watching the future arrive. One witness later said something that would haunt fans for days. There were thousands of lights around him, but he looked incredibly alone. After New Year's Eve, the single photo Yaman shared on social media became one of the most talked about posts of the week. No group photos, no festive table, no celebration, just the Dubai skyline glowing in the distance. And Yaman's face, serious, thoughtful, heavy with meaning. The caption stunned everyone. No congratulations. No Happy New Year. Only a few carefully chosen words, open to interpretation, hinting at change, at endings, at beginnings that come with pain. Fans were instantly divided. Some believed this was the sign of a more mature Yaman, a man who had learned from his past and was finally stepping into a wiser chapter. Others saw it differently. They called it a silent confession, a moment filled with regret, unanswered questions, and unresolved emotions. And just as the conversation seemed to settle, one name returned to the headlines: Demet Özdemir. According to rumors circulating in the gossip press, Yaman allegedly contacted Turkey that very night. On New Year's Day, every move connected to Demet Özdemir was followed closely. Some sources claimed that Yaman asked mutual friends about Demet's New Year plans. Others suggested he simply wanted to know where she was and how she welcomed the new year. Nothing was confirmed, but the question refused to disappear. Was Yaman truly ready to enter a new year without Demet Özdemir? His past statements about "my biggest regret" suddenly gained new meaning. Every word, every silence, every choice he made in Dubai seemed to circle back to the same emotional crossroads. At the same time, the absence of Sarah Bluma from this New Year story did not go unnoticed. After weeks of public statements, alleged leaks, and mutual accusations, Yaman starting the year alone was widely interpreted as a definitive ending. Many commentators believe that this marked the final chapter of their relationship, yet others warn that silence can be deceptive. They argue that this calm may simply be the quiet before the storm. According to them, Yaman chose solitude in Dubai not to escape, but to reflect, to confront what went wrong with Sarah Bluma, to understand why the relationship collapsed, and to decide what he truly wants from the future. One thing is certain: this was not an ordinary New Year's Eve. This was not a party. This was a turning point. Whether this marks the beginning of healing or the opening of a new emotional storm, only time will tell. And as always, magazine news and gossip will be right here, following every development, every silent message, and every unexpected twist. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Yaman's most talked about New Year, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a story that everyone else is afraid to tell. Thank you for watching. See you very soon in our next video.